So what app is this?
This is welcome. We are live. Okay,
All right.
Oh, I'm hearing echo. Ooh, my bad. I had an echo. I had another tab opened in a browser with the actual channel. So, but yeah, good evening. We are live right now. To answer your questions, this is in StreamYard. This is StreamYard, but it's casting on YouTube. So people who are already watching, I see the comments are coming. Can you see the comments as well on the side of your screen?
Everyone can see. It's just showing me that everyone can see.
Oh, that's it. And then there's no incoming thingy because usually I also, from time to time, will go to the comments and answer some questions or read the comments.
No. I'm not seeing anything on my side
At the moment, okay. So, but yes, welcome, guys. Thank you for joining us. My name is Thandeka. I'm your host on this channel.
Yeah.
Live, we usually talk about e-fitness, and I usually say it's a great start or something to go to sleep and think about. And if you kick starting your week on a Monday, ulale by listening to other people conversating over e-fitness and the commitment and everything that goes in. So tonight we are blessed to have Vuyo Dabula. He's known for his skills in acting, and many other more on our screens. But tonight we are not gonna go in there. We're just here to ask him about his fitness journey and how it started. And yeah, we'll hear a lot from him. But welcome to the live, Vuyo. Thank you for being with us. How are you doing?
I'm all right. Thank you for the invite. I'm a little tired because it's been a busy weekend. Surprise birthday for my mother. She just reached a milestone in her age, and we threw a surprise party for her. It's a bit of a drive outside of Johannesburg and back. So we just got back now.
You were in Mahikeng.
No names mentioned.
Okay.
So yeah, it was that, and then just driving, and I was the only person driving, and I'm a little exhausted, and the work itself, where we were, just having the whole surprise birthday party put together, and just hanging out with family as well, and just sleeping late, the event ending late, and then having to I was just very little sleep, and then driving back, but no stress. I've got a little energy for you, so don't worry.
Thank you. Okay. We really appreciate to having you here. So yeah, and the first question, if we start in, let's just get in it. How did you start your fitness journey?
Mine was a little bit, yeah.
No, I was asking is it from the childhood or was it driven by your career? But how did it start, or what was your decision?
Yeah. Well, I mean, how it started has nothing to do with acting or anything, or entertainment. It was really, I was an athlete at school. I enjoyed sprinting, and actually I did everything. I was 100 meter dash race, 200 meters, 400 meters, 4x1 relay, 4x4 relay. I did shot put, I did javelin, I did high jump. I did. Goodness me, I think I may have, I was like I don't know if they call him a decathlon or what, but I did everything. So I was, naturally inclined, you know, um, athletically, and I enjoyed, I was exposed as well, from my love of film to particularly action film. As a kid, I'd be like so, enamored with the heroes and the action stars. Like your Bruce Lee, your Jean-Claude Van Damme, your Wesley Snipes, to name a few. And so put that together with me being naturally inclined, athletically, and I just naturally enjoyed and found it easy. I would also run with my older brother. We'd take like long runs with my brother and my mother. And I was a itty bitty child, I was like so small. I think from early on, man, early on, even under 10 years, we would run, and apparently, and I remember this, I would run and run and run and never stop, so it's something that was given to me. So it's a bit unfair question, because then now people are going to think, oh, but now I'm not athletically inclined. What's going to happen with me? But, you never know what might come out of this conversation. Now that I'm 49. Yeah.
Oh, uh, that's interesting. So in your childhood, you did a lot more running than any other kind of sport, you would say.
No,
And
I literally did everything. I did karate as well. Anything I could get my hands on, I did. I played a lot of soccer. I did everything that needed me to be physical. It was so easy for me, yeah.
yes. So was it because of school and exposure, because of curriculum and what you do after school, or is it because you love really? How were you involved in sports?
I would I think appreciate the era that, when I was at school, that we had sports. We had when we would compete with, school against school and district against district. um when I was in school, there were we didn't deal with provinces and whatnot, but because I grew up in what used to be called, that's formerly called Bubutatswana. So they
Okay.
were heavy on the arts and whatnot. So they gave me a platform, and then I found out that, okay, this is me, through the opportunities that were given by the government at the time. And I just flourished, man. I flourished in that in those kinds of environments. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you've never suffered ukuthi you were once big and that's why you chose to
Unfortunately,
go.
I'm sorry, but body dysmorphia. I think I was on the other end. I may not necessarily have been um, big or
Or fat.
overweight, but I was extremely thin. It's very thin. I was
Oh,
so thin.
really?
I was so thin. Yes, I was so thin that they had a nickname. They had nicknames for me, at home, because I was skinny. So I was an itty bitty child. Yeah, I was scrawny and very skinny. And I think that's a good question. I think that also contributed to me, getting into push-ups and, squats and body weight exercises, like almost like calisthenics,
Mhm.
and just to build myself. And then my brother was like, "No, don't worry about weights. You're still a kid. And then, I went on to, I just did body weight and then went on to do weights later when I was a bit older. Yeah. So I was in a way also kind of body shamed at some stage. Yeah. But I was on the other
On the other
end of
side.
the spectrum. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. So looking at today and your journey as a whole, what does fitness mean to you personally and just beyond your physical appearance?
Look, I mean, a sharp body really does mean that you have a sharp spirit and a sharp mind, you know,
Yes.
because it is you're gonna have to put in the work. You're gonna have to discipline yourself. You're gonna have to focus. You're gonna have to do things over and over again when you don't feel like it. So that means, first and foremost, if you can do that, then you have an incredible amount of love towards yourself. And also it will mean that, you have a strong spirit and a strong mind, for you to actually keep going. So I think that's what it means. Every time I see a very strong, in shape, and or rather just a person who lives a healthy lifestyle. Sometimes you may not necessarily be perfect physically, like a specimen, like a Greek god or goddess, but
Yes.
as long as you pushing a healthy lifestyle, you know what I mean. You can run and you don't uh, uh, um,
Feel
uh,
heavy on your
run
chest.
run so yeah, you don't, what do they say, you don't run out of oxygen and get tired. You know what I mean.
Yes.
um you can function, you can play with your children. If you have children, you can play with your siblings, you can play with your friends, you can move, you can function as a human being. um Health and fitness, to a lesser or greater degree, there's health and fitness to a lesser or greater degree. Some people take it to the maximum, which is where I used to take it. And then some people really are just healthy. They're living a healthy lifestyle. So I don't care. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. So when you mentioned that some people take it to the extremes, do you know of who David Goggins and what do you think
David
about him?
Goggins. Yeah. David Goggins, and there are levels to these things. I used to take it to the extreme. I used to take
Yes,
it to the
yes.
extreme, and
Who
he's on the other side of the spectrum.
Oh,
Bruce
okay.
Lee, Bruce
Bruce
Lee
Lee.
as well. Bruce Lee as well used to take it to,
Uh-huh.
uh, mm,
Okay. So now on the physical preparation and how you keep up in
mm.
terms of now what you do for a living. So how has your physical conditioning influenced the types of roles you are offered or the way you show up on screen?
Um, I think, um, whether we like it or not, a lot of entertainment requires like, it's like if you can give like a complete package, if you can act, um, if you can solve acting problems while looking incredible, then I think a person who's, because it's called show business as well. You know, um, it's not as as it can get too serious, but it's show business. And a person who's putting up money. Millions and millions of dollars or rands into a project. It's their own, they got wherever they got the money. they're investing. It's like an investment. It's not a game, you know. So I would imagine, you know, if they're searching for someone, if they can find somebody who can act, who can solve acting problems, but at the same time look
Good.
amazing, then they will go for that, you know. I can say that because I'm a fan of film and watching movies as well, you know. So, you know, if I see a female lead that's like beautiful and strong, and they can really, you know, they look like they can fight for real, I want to watch that. I'm drawn to that, and they can act as well, you know. As a child, when I saw you know, the male leads, you know, showing up, and they're strong and they're powerful, they grabbed my attention more than, you know, anybody else could have. So I think also with me, you know, I was lucky that I had the background, the physicality and athleticism. And so when I showed up, I think it may have been something new, with the exception of Henrique
Ooh,
Shaka Zulu.
yes.
I,
Yena Shaka Zulu esimaziyo, right?
bow- I bow down, eh? Henrique, yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Those.
haven't seen the other one yet. I haven't seen the other one yet, so I can't really comment.
You should check it out. From my opinion, he's great as well. He's a great
I
lead. It's
haven't
just
seen.
that we know of
I haven't seen the 2K
Henry.
one. I haven't seen the 2K one. I know that one. Yaka Henrique.
You should give it a chance. Uyibukele when you're not busy.
Look, I mean,
um,
I don't have a problem with anything. It's just that I don't watch a lot of TV.
okay, okay.
Yeah. Mm.
Um, have there been any roles where you have had to change dramatically your body or how you look, like bulk up or lose weight or lean down?
Mm.
And how did you approach that physical and in a physical way or mentally? How did you
Mm.
manage that?
Yeah. So I think the situation is a bit different in South Africa. I don't know elsewhere in Africa, but in South Africa, we don't really have a lot of time to plan, and I mean to prepare,
Okay.
for roles. So you get a script, and then in 2 weeks' time, boom, you know, you have to shoot. You know, sometimes roles have found me, you know, in a restful state. You know, as a human being, sometimes you hibernate. You know, whether
Okay.
it is like emotional issues or mental issues, or you're just tired. You know, we hibernate. We become restful. And
Yes.
some roles, they find me in a restful state, and you know, hey, we gotta shoot in 3 weeks. You know, like Shandu Magwaza from Queen Sono. I
Yes.
knew I knew, you know, part of the reason was not, you know, what it was, the acting, but also like, you know, acting, and you know, he's gotta look like a freaking killer, you know,
Yes.
and a love interest as well, you know. And I only had 3 weeks, and so I had to kind of shape up, and you know, so I'm not sure if you were asking me how I actually got into it, but yes, that's one of the roles. And then one was a boxer that I played for. It's like a alcoholic beverage, and I had to play a boxer in it. Also, that found me in a restful state, and then I had to quickly get in shape and shape up. Yeah.
Okay, on the comments, someone is commenting, Umtu Wabantu is saying shape up in 3 weeks here. So this is the context is what we were asking. in any of the roles that you've accepted, did you have to like
No, no,
gain and lose or whatever? Did
no,
you have
no,
to?
no. Sorry, man, for cutting you. What's about can I rude, man? I'm very rude. What's about? I'm sorry.
No, no worries.
Um,
My
so,
kids are.
so, so,
I'm
so what I'm
joking.
saying, so what I'm saying is, in South Africa, it's different. You don't have to, no one is going to. It's going to be very seldom that you are going to be approached for a character. I don't know with other actors' experiences, but with
Oh,
me, you're not going to be approached for a character that you have to
gain.
lose weight hectically or whatever, because we never have time. You are going to be given only maximum, I think, 3 weeks to prepare everything for the character. So the onus is always on me. I am the one who always decides, hey, this would suit this character, this would do this. So I quietly, without being told or approached to do something, I decide, okay, I think this person needs to, oh no, I'm in a restful state, I'm out of shape. Okay, cool, I like this for this character. But most of the time, um, I've had to tell myself and decide for the character, you've got to get in shape. I don't know if
Okay.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, yes, no, it does. It does. If we quickly go to the comments, I have Ujabu Vilagazi asking, do you feel like athletics in South Africa have improved or declined over time? I think this was
Yeah.
based on the early start of our conversation.
Mm. You know, Jabu. Well, Mr. Vilakasi, I think I'm exposed to what's happening. I'm not working with the government or anything, but as a parent, you, you know, I've got my siblings, they've got children, and what have you. So in the public space, there isn't. It's you cannot compare what we used to do in my time, and that's like 30 years ago. We used to, get involved in athletics. We used to get involved in so many sports, and we would compete, like I said. But right now, you're not getting that. The only thing you're gonna get is netball and soccer. Well, I went to a public school. I had more. I had basketball. I had softball. I had athletics, and we would compete with other schools. Now in public schools, I think it's just, they will concentrate on the netball, and, it's not really promoted that kids can choose from a wider, um, pool of things to do. However, it seems that your private schools are still giving, children the opportunity to try different things, you know, different sporting codes. But I'm not too sure specifically for athletics, when the sprinting, the running, the field events, the track events. I don't think it is, it's anywhere near what we used to do back in. And then I was in a public school.
Mhm. Okay. Uh, we also have umuntu wabantu. Besides being
Ke
body
motho wa
shamed,
batho. Eh.
did you ever get bullied by other boys because of being skinny and presumed to be weak? For that reason, did that play a role in motivating you to build your
To
body?
build your body. My age group, I would go after you with a stick. I would go after you with a stone. I would terrorize. I would go after you. But it is the older boys that seemed, to kind of okay, and that's always the case with bigger and what have you. And so that's why I started doing karate. I started paying attention to boxing as well. And I I just became enamored, just really impressed by the action stars because they could come in there and save the day. And as a young man, you want to be that hero, that that invincible, um, strong type that can handle anything, any situation. Um, Being bullied is not really a big part of it because I had a father who could throw down. I had an older brother as well, so also it's like, yes, some here, some there, but the bullying really wasn't really a big part of it. It was just that I just did not like being called all sorts of names. So maybe that's the bullying, just the verbal, all these, being body shamed, basically. But for me, I had a father who could throw down. I had a brother, bigger brother. So nah, I can't say it had anything. It had much to do with bullying.
Okay, okay. And
Yeah.
then mindfulness, is self-defense part of the reason you gym?
Yes, absolutely,
And is it based on
absolutely.
my
Mhm.
experiences? Or is it based on your experiences? If you gym for self-defense or what? Because of our
So,
country?
so I didn't get the part there, the country, but anyway. uh,
No.
so yeah, so I think it's important. This question might be a bit ambiguous, ne? But
Okay.
you know, the self defense part of it, ne? I do believe that each and every one of us needs to be able to do something in a
Mm,
life threatening situation, right? So I will inquire. I will get into the different sciences, self-defense styles and sciences, and
mhm.
figure out how I can, and obviously that as you engage these different ways of doing things, your body begins to strengthen in ways that it would not necessarily have where you to just focus on weights or do push-ups or calisthenics. Um, so I think yes, I train for part of it is learning how to do self-defense. I suppose maybe I don't understand the question, but yes, but also your cardio when you do self-defense is important. Some people will just do weights, being strong in terms of picking up weights, and then you meet a boxer who can really fight and throw hands and what have you, and they can keep going. You'll be surprised a
Yes.
smaller guy can take out a big guy whose muscles and whatever, because those muscles get tired quickly. It's not, bodybuilding is not suitable for like a real combat situation, yeah. So my decision for self-defense as well informs how I develop and how I shape up, how I look, and how my cardiovascular system develops and what have you. Yeah.
Okay. We have a comment saying, for your people take for granted the role that people like Van Damme played in teaching us how to fight. Actually, I actually someone Van Damme moves in a fight back in primary school.
Hey,
So
yo, Karabo, Karabo, don't reveal your age, Karabo. That's way back. But it's true. No, no, but it's true. Part of it is, I think, masculinity um, immediately when a person is, they're strong and they can fight. I think society in the last 10 years has drawn us to this weird thing called toxic masculinity. The moment you become, are strong and are able to attack the attacker, or stand your ground and, speak up or whatever, then we are labeled, you're labeled toxic masculine. But I think you're quite right. I can't remember, what's his name again? Karabo.
Garage.
I think Karabo
Garage.
is quite right. Yeah, I think Karabo is quite right because um, people who can throw down are important because we've got women, children walking around. Part of fighting against GBV is actually the guy who can actually throw down, you know. Exactly. So, yeah.
Yes,
And then
yes.
for people like Bofa and Damo, they're the ones who kind of inspired people who can throw down, So big ups to the man. He's done quite well. Yeah, he's done good for society. We need people like that. Mm.
Yeah, especially here in South Africa.
Eh?
Mm, I'm saying especially here in South Africa,
It's
anyways. It's
crazy. Yeah, it's crazy all over the world. So, we need
yeah.
we need people like Bofa Dam who can say, "Hey, man, wait, what's going on here?" But John Wick,
John Wick also to
yeah,
say that. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. And then have you ever done scenes where your physical strength became a necessary acting tool?
Yeah. I mean, if I think almost,
Oh,
I
camera
think
rolls like
almost. The only Let me put it this way. I think there are few characters basically, and one of the recent ones would be Unseen. That guy, physically he used to be a boxer, right? And his physicality really doesn't help him to control the environment that he's in. There are forces that are actually impacting his life in a negative way, and he can't control anything. But you've got guys like Gaddafi from Generations. He's physically imposing. When he walks in, he's physically imposing. So before he gets into a fight, um, just his demeanor, you think twice, and people fall in line. Shandu, yes, there's the fighting and manipulating people's bodies and shooting and whatever. Um, um, so a lot of it, and I don't shy away from it. I actually love it. I think I need to do more of that. I haven't done enough where, physically, my physicality and athleticism was, kind of highlighted in a big way.
Okay, okay. And one more from the comments. Do you take supplements? This is from Lindiwe.
Lindiwe, yes. Look, because the training gets very extreme, ne? The training gets extreme. I mean, I call it camp. Now, people who usually call it camp when they start training are fighters. They're going into camp. A boxer is scheduled to fight in like 3 months or so. They will go into a camp, um, for 8 weeks or so. That's 2 months. So they go through a rigorous, like it's unbearable. It's like painful. It's harsh. It's hard. I don't baby myself. I'm like, okay, and then also twice a day you're training and what have you. So it depends on how hard the training is really. because then the body starts depleting its natural sort of reserves, um, minerals and what have you. So you've got
Yes.
to replenish. Other way of doing it is just eating properly for me. So when
Mm.
I'm not, in a hectic thing, training regimen, I just make sure that, like, I'm juicing. I'm taking my natural, like, like I'll take like some sea moss gel. I will just balance my food.
Yes.
Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So, and then it's just like light. But when it gets hectic, definitely I'm gonna take supplements, because my body is just getting a beat down a hell
Okay.
of a time. Yeah.
And hence the word supplement. You just supplementing what you already have in structure or
As
following.
some belief, yes. As some belief toch, yes.
But we can't live off on powders and stuff.
No, 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 no. Look for the
So
natural stuff.
yeah, it's better that way. So with the
Mm.
balancing our schedules and discipline, with a demanding schedule, traveling and shoots, nama rehearsals, how do you stay consistent with your training?
Yeah. Um, you know, my experience with being busy and having to be in all the places at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
um, it's madness. What I do is I will, some weeks it's crazy. A friend, when I was at Generations, one of the actors would say, and I lock in so hectically that even a raw potato, I would eat it. Those
Oh,
people, those people, no, I wouldn't eat a raw potato, but he was just saying, because that's what they perceived. They saw madness.
yeah.
So what I would do is, while they're having lunch, served by the company,
Mm-hmm.
lunchtime, they're eating nice food and whatnot. Me, I'm walking around with my juice. My second juice of the day, I'm drinking this juice. I'm juicing. And not
Mm-hmm.
only am I not juicing, not only am I juicing, I am also done with my first workout early in the hour in the morning before I started working. Lunchtime, I'm juicing quickly. They're eating, they're talking. I'm going to the gym there in the studios there. I'm gonna do something. And then when they're done, I'm sorry you did ask. So when I'm done with work in the evening, there's another quick one. And then now the lines, I've got to work. But sometimes it's hard to work 3 times a day. So, but then the juicing and the working hard, I'm taking my protein, yes.
Yes.
There was a time I was doing Queen Sono and Generations at the same time. So I was working at night and I was working, in the morning. So there was hardly any, so hey, I just saw somebody's asking me about Drikas. Yo, it's about to get hectic now. Anyway, so so Drikas Duplessis. So yeah, so that's how I would train. I would train, and yeah. So you've got to make now. There are things that take away your time. If you have
Mm-hmm.
to sit down and cook every day, then that has taken your time. But if you can prepare meals in advance, then you know that from Monday to either Wednesday or Thursday, you are not cooking, you are just eating.
Yes.
And the juices as well, the same thing. if you prepare them in advance, freeze, or whichever way you need to do it properly, then you don't have to, you know, if you have your clothes done and they're ironed in advance, and you don't have to do, iron stuff and clean stuff, whatever, then that's time given to you throughout the week. So there are things that you shouldn't be doing every day because they are
Yeah.
taking your time. Yes, during the weekend, when I have my scripts and I have time, I learn them so that I not, learning again and again and again during the week. I'm just flowing. There was a time when I was naughty. I was a child. I went to a club and I clubbed the whole night on Sunday. In the morning we come out. Those clubs back then, they're dark inside. You don't see the change of night and morning. So we got there. We were going, and we come out. It's like people are going to work, and you've got to go to work. So, but I was, so advanced in preparation that I would go to work, when light goes, when light breaks, and you've been drinking water and everything. Now now you haven't slept. That sleep cycle is over. Now you are wide awake now, but you haven't slept. You get to work. They give you your scenes, but you've prepared in advance. So lack of preparation is the one thing that actually kills people, that makes them look like there's no time.
Yeah, in everything and anything, actually. Yeah,
Yeah.
I get it. I
So
get.
I used to look like I have time, but no. And then when you eat, like all you are eating, and then you packing whatever you are packing, and you're not really working as much as me. But I'm juicing there. But you've got to check with your doctor, obviously, first. I'm just giving you my experience. I'm not telling you what to do.
Yes, yes.
So when you're competing with that, there's no way. There's no way you are going to win or do anything. Like, it's hard work, hard work, hard work, and then
Yes, I have pinky. Ati, why juicing instead of eating?
And
Mm.
so in with me, when I pinkine, I'm not, again, I'm reiterating, I'm gonna repeat. I'm just telling you my experience because I understood my body. You get to a point where you understand how you function, what your body responds well to or badly to, either way. So when I juice, I saw that my body detoxed. I kind of gave it a break to from all the eating and what have you, and it was in a restful state. When it was in a restful state, it started cleaning itself, and when it cleaned itself, especially here around my belly, the fat dissolved so away so quickly. And then also I discovered later why it worked as well. So when you're stressing, there's a hormone that is secreted here. Ne? I can't remember what it's called. It's a
Cortisol.
stress hormone.
Again,
Yeah,
cortisol. Cortisol. If
At,
I'm
yeah,
pronouncing it
yeah.
correctly.
So I need to get back and research it a little bit more. So your belly stores fat and stubborn fat, and it's difficult to get rid of when you're stressing. Now, I
Yes.
hope I make sense. Ne? Do you know that your stomach is your brain? Your stomach is your brain.
I've heard of
They
that.
You've heard of that, ne? Go research it yourself. And I've noticed that it's true. When my gut is healthy, I'm the calmest person. My thinking is clearer and what have you. And my stress is less. So when I detox, when I juice and I detox and what have you, I clean my system, and my second or first brain, which is my stomach, can think and can relax, and I can be, and that's how I found that I was able to reach my goals quicker. And I'm not saying juice all the time. I'm saying give yourself like a week where you're juicing, or 3 weeks. But again, I'm repeating, this is what's my experience. Go check with your doctor. And if you can handle the things I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay, the questions are piling up, but before we go further with mine that I had prepared, some of them are similar to what I have. So, but I'm just gonna give our audience the chance rather than me, Kakulu. So, has gym been a confidence booster for you at to any extent, or your confidence has remained the same before and after gym?
Like I said, I mean, when as a young man, in spite of the, yes, I was influenced by the big action stars, your Bruce Lee and what have you. And I was scrawny as skinny. I think that, um, yeah, that messed with my confidence growing up, because I was skinny, and people were body shaming me and bullying me and what have you. With the training, as my body became stronger and more powerful, you could see people move out of the way. You could see people hesitate and take their time and speak respectfully and properly. You can see the attention that I got from, you could see, and I got, it changed my posture. You walk differently. But now, uh, I've been in a very long, restful state. That happened after I got shot, really. I got shot in the shoulder. I had an incident quite a while ago. So I've been in a very restful state since then, and just haven't really been able to lock in.
Okay.
I'm getting to understand. So, but now, because I'm growing old, I've grown older. Old people really, you you start caring less and less what people think of you. So now my confidence is not necessarily about my physicality. It's just, hey man, here I am. This is me. So I've had these different sort of experience. Life has afforded me these experiences about with confidence and lack of confidence, and yes, to some stage you will get confidence from it, but it's not always the end all and be all of who you are as a human being, a soul, a spirit. Yeah.
Yes, yes. So, what is your go-to workout or fitness routine when you are on the road, or when you are short of time?
Yeah. Push-ups. I started with push-ups anyway, um, push-ups and squats and lunges. And this is just body weight and sit-ups and crunches. Before I hit the gym with weights and everything, even short sprints as well. If you can be outside of the hotel in a safe space and you do sprints up and down, a couple
Yes.
of them, and push-ups, and you do sit-ups in your hotel room and what have you. You have no idea. I already, I looked incredible from just that. Just that.
Mm.
So those are my go-to. I'm old school. I will do that, if I don't have even gym space wherever I am, um, and there's no time because of the
Okay.
schedule and itinerary or whatever it is. Yeah.
Mm. Uh, do you eat before working out or you train fasted? This is from Pinky.
Um,
A good
yeah.
question.
So I used to do a lot of early hour training. I would do like a cardio thing in the morning. Yeah, I used to start my day with a cardio um, routine, and a cardio
Mm.
routine would be running on the treadmill, 20 or 30 minutes. So I would do that. That would be the first workout, and then during the day. But I guess juicing would juicing for 7 days for a week without eating would qualify as training fasted. Yeah.
Fasted.
Mm.
Also, when you say juicing, you mean to say throughout the day you'll just have your juice when
Yeah.
you do
And unfortunately, I don't know. My son, I don't know where that bag is. Toto, come here. I don't know where this bag is. I've got this bag that has let's check in there. Open there for me. I don't know if that bag is there. Now, unfortunately, I don't have this bag, ne? And I'd have to leave. Then thanks, baby boo. Um, Unfortunately, so this bag
okay.
basically you can find it. I think Codiscan. I haven't seen it anywhere else. Um, you can find it Codiscan. You
Okay.
ask a meal prep bag. It's got four compartments on the on the sides.
Mm-hmm.
And these compartments they contain, like, your water and whatever it is, your shake and whatever. So in those compartments, I used to put juices because now I have to go to work, and then I would, it has two slits where you can fit in, those you stick them in the freeze. It's like a gel thing. You stick it in the freezer, it freezes.
Yes,
So,
yes.
and then you stick them through those slits, and then they keep the juices cool. And so they keep the juices cool. And
Mm-hmm.
then throughout the day, I'm drinking, you know. And then if I've got to have 7 juices now, maybe the 3 juices I at home because, I'll be at home by then. So I'd watch, yeah, I would do that. I would just drink juices and work out like twice a day. Yeah,
Okay.
thingamabubbles, yes, those gel, yeah.
Abantu Uti, you do look tired, bro. Thank you. Thanks for sacrificing time you made for us. Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey,
And then
no, it's great, man. It's good to be
Lindsay,
with you guys. Mm.
we should. We need part two of the interview. Bafuna ukuzwa ukuthi you got shot. So though
Oh,
back to mindfulness.
mm.
With because you sound like a guy who like physical sports, like UFC. Did you watch the previous Drakas fight? If so, how do you think he lost it? I know it's a sensitive question, so you can ignore it. Oh, Ushanjalo.
No,
Okay, let's
no,
hear.
no, yeah. Look, first of all, UFC is an organization, Ultimate Fighting Championship, né? Um, it's a platform for mixed martial arts, basically. Mixed martial arts, boxing, wrestling, Muay Thai, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Let me make this answer shorter. Yes. So I'm more of a fan of mixed martial arts, not necessarily just UFC. I watch other organizations, PFL, and other. Why am I forgetting other organizations? So I do like watching mixed martial arts, but the best two sports that I really gravitate to is boxing, which is top of the list, and what they call Muay Thai, which is a Thai, boxing, kickboxing style, traditional style. Yes, you wanted to say something? Sorry.
No, we're
Uh,
listening.
oh, sorry. So yes, I didn't really get to see the Dricus match. I just saw the highlights, and I've been, looking, been watching some of the commentary, the blogs and um, what do you call this? Podcasts and what have you.
Okay.
And so, I mean, Kamzat's wrestling was just too much for him, So Kamzat's level of wrestling is just, ages away from Dricus. And so he couldn't handle it. So unfortunately, he needs to go. And I mean, they didn't take the rematch. They said we will not take the rematch immediately. We need to go back to the drawing board and stack back and fix a lot of things that they need to fix. And for me, that's like an honest reaction to their heads are not in the clouds. They are very clear and aware of where they are as fighters, So it's good to hear that. It's good to see that, and then he gets to go back and fix his style. But I knew the Wolf was going to win, and I'm happy for the Wolf as well. Kamzat Chimaev, I'm happy for him. His life story is a hell of a ride, a tough one. At some stage, he was sleeping at the gym where he was training. He comes from a rough, and tough background. So I like his story. I like his energy. And he's one of the guys who's not in the clouds, in terms of who he is as a fighter. He's a learner. He's observant, and he's always trying to perfect the different parts of his game, his striking, his grappling, and his wrestling. So I'm happy to see him where he is.
Okay, thank you for that. Now you're giving me homework to go check out UFC and whatever. I have no idea.
Yeah.
This was strictly for
Yeah.
their mindfulness and karabo. So another one from the viewers: as an actor, do you feel that your history as an athlete and consequent good physique eventually paid off in terms of getting you more noticeably and work?
Yeah, I think we did touch on, it earlier on. I think, what I said was basically, yes, we take acting seriously and everything, and I'm not taking away from what we wanna, the position that acting and being able to act, but if you can get a person who can act, who can solve acting problems, and at the same time look the part, any investor would jump at it. If I was shooting a film and I needed like in an Amazon, like, goddess, and in there walks in this person with like looking like who are those warriors in Wakanda, tall, even taller than me and strong and like freaking skin glowing and dark, and they can
Mm.
act. It's like, oh my gosh, so
Oh,
it does
nice.
help. It it does help. Yeah, it does. It does.
Mhm. And then on the nutrition, someone had asked Guti, do you drink tap water or bottled water? I heard about this alkaline and water. They say it's really good.
Maybe one day, if any of them approach me to represent them, I will say which one is good. But right now, tap water is serving me just perfectly okay.
Okay. Short and sweet.
Yeah.
Um, okay, in
Mm.
closing, and advice for young people who are watching or who might be feeling stuck, what would you say to young men or women, especially those who think fitness is only for aesthetics and not a career tool?
Um, you know, honestly, I think I did say touch it in the beginning, touch on it in the beginning. I think the most important thing people need to understand is that um, this is just the body bending to a spirit
Oh, yeah.
or a mind. Yeah, like if you see if you see somebody move from like a very, I don't know, they don't like that they're big or that they're fat or whatever, and then they push. And I've met a lot of people like that. I envied them. Then at the peak of my athleticism, I meet a guy or woman, they show me a picture of themselves. I always used to feel like, oh my God, this is intense. And I
Yes.
knew I was intense. I was willing to do anything, right?
Yes.
But when I met an actual person who actually bent their body into shape, I always thought, who is this person? You know, there's a respect for their mind and there is respect for their spirit. So your career and your acting or whatever, if
Mhm.
you can bend your body into shape, that means that there are things, you can go far and beyond with your own acting because it expresses the ability to discipline yourself. It means that you have this ability to discipline. This same discipline can inform your career. It will inform your skill. It will inform so much in your life. You know,
Yes.
see a man who is lazy, it will spread into all areas of their lives. See a man who is disciplined, it will spread into all areas. In one thing, it will spread into other areas. So I saw that with myself when I was in charge of my body, then everything else was in control, honestly.
Okay.
So I think they go together. They they go together. And if you are stuck, one day at a time, start walking 2 miles, 3 miles.
Mm.
Start cutting down on the sugars. If it's four, it's two now. Um, if you eat it nine, let it be eight, but be deliberate about these things. Build, build, build until it becomes like habit. Yeah. And
Atomic habits. Eh,
yeah, build a habit first, I think.
yes. In last week or But previously, we have a guest. I would ask for them to leave a question for my next guest. So previously, they had asked a good team if there was anything you could change in your life that would have had a direct impact on who you are now, what would it be?
Who asked this question first before I?
No, it doesn't matter. It's the thing I
No, it
do.
does matter.
Why?
Hey,
If I
it
may ask,
matters.
no, it doesn't matter because I ask like this. Subuti, a previous guest will leave a question for the following guest. So for you
Mm,
today, it just happened that it's this question, and I'm also
mm.
gonna ask you to leave a question for our next guest. You don't have to know
Listen,
them. You just leave the
listen.
question for someone
Yeah,
gonna come in here.
listen. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
listen. Are they talking about my career or are they talking about me, my life, personal? Correct. Just they are,
Oh,
ne?
no,
No, no, no, no. I'm not. I just want to understand. I'm not
well, okay.
adversarial anymore. I'm just asking. Yeah.
No, the context is I don't even the previous guest, the question they had, they didn't know about the previous one. So it's if someone were to be watching this podcast or the previous one and they are
Or
coming in, then they would
let
know.
me put
But
it this way.
usually I don't
Let me
mention
put it
good
this way. Let me put it
only.
this way. Ask the question again.
The question is if there was anything you could change in your life that would have had a direct impact on who you are now, what would it be? So this person didn't know you are coming in, or you don't know who's coming in on the next week. So it, yeah, yes, yes.
Honestly, I think I've been searching for the best version of me, my higher self, for as long as I can remember.
Mhm.
We've always been uncomfortable, comfortable. Still, we're still searching.
Yes.
And because I'm searching for him, I've got to go through everything that I'm experiencing, that I've experienced, in order for me to find myself, the best version of me, the higher me, you know. Um, so um, I could say I want to, I could have changed this, I could have changed that, but that is based on um, what society probably dictates on me, or, you know, this is where
Mhm.
I should be in life, this is who I should be at this point in life, or whatever, you know. But the most important thing to Vuyo Dabula, maybe it's not even Vuyo Dabula, that name Vuyo Dabula is a name given to me, but like
Yes.
this being, yeah,
Mhm.
is this being needs to remember itself, it needs to connect with itself outside of the box that I need to fulfill, and all the ticks and notches that society says I need to. So honestly,
Mhm.
every mistake and every wrong turn for me is important so that I can obviously obviously if it doesn't kill me and I'm still alive and discovering, then great. You know, if that higher being me needs for me to slip and to hit my face on to know what it feels like, then so be it.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you.
The philosophical answer.
Yes, it's gonna leave us thinking. And I hope they're gonna come back and check out this episode, because I don't even say who are you asking or on what. It's generally on fitness, if they think of on fitness, or
Yeah.
like you say, of life, and you as a
Mm.
human being here to experience life. So please also
Mm.
leave a question for our next guest on anything, any random question.
Yo. O ka re nka be le mpoleletse wa tseba hore ke prepare question.
No, it's what, random like that. You don't have to prepare it. Whatever that comes on your mind. So yeah.
We have white or black guest, it doesn't matter. We have saturation of superheroes that are of a certain race, you know, in the world.
Yes.
Do you think that it is just a simple thing, harmless, or that could have a detriment to the balance of society or where we are in the world?
Ooh, yeah. Thank you. Well, I'll note that and have them answer on it. Thank you for that
I hope.
question.
Yeah.
Well, you can visit the channel next week Sunday and check out around this time when we are about to close Uguti. How
It's
are
the
they
white
answering?
people always saving the world. What's going on?
Well, we can change our narrative.
Yeah.
We have to change our narrative, not.
Mm,
Yeah, yes. But thank
true.
you. Thank you for being with us. We really appreciate your time, Vuyo.
No
We wish
stress.
you a great start of the week and the month and the rest of the year. Thank you.
Have
Thank you.
have everybody wish me a happy birthday on the 11th, God
Of
willing.
September.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nearby. Yes. I'll make sure of that. And happy one in advance. Nias as well, guys,
Thank you.
on the live.
Appreciate
But
it.
yeah, thank you. And
Appreciate it.
yes, good night.
Yeah. Let me go put the little one to sleep as well. Cheers.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Bye bye.
It's them same lips you be kissing, yeah, this loving ain't anonymous. This is pure enjoyment, I'm sitting back and I'm pondering. Thank God for you, will always take what you offering. Never too much, never giving me less. On the days that you ain't got it, you always give it your best. Lady, you are mine, I say that shit with my chest. Reason that I love you, you always easing the stress. You my backbone, and that's the reason I flex. The same one that helped me decompress. I'm saying,